All right, tier ranking time here on Lights Camera Barstool. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the channel. In the comments below, let us know, what are your S tier Martin Scorsese movies, projects, joined by our guest, Kirk Minihane. We also reviewed this movie on this channel here on Lights Camera Barstool. So make sure to go check out that review. Gooch, Kenjack here as well. Here's how we'll do it. Here are the tiers. S tier, top tier. I say we do, there's 29 things. Do we do 3 S tier? Do we cap it at 3?
Yeah, I'd say so. That makes it harder,
5
right?
would be too much.
Yeah, 5's way too much.
5. Were you saying 3 of his elite movies? You're saying
3 elite? Yeah,
definitely. When I think of elite movies from Martin Scorsese, 5 is definitely too much for sure.
That's a
Let's say
That's the best part about this graphic. People are gonna look at it and be like, "What the fuck?" Like Killers of the Flower Moon, C tier. What the fuck?
Be like,
people
you hate Gangs of New York. You fucking hate Gangs of New York. It's like, no,
I already edited the graphic. It says S, only 3. We got to make it hard. We got to make it hard.
No, that's fair.
And then if we consensus have not all seen something, even if like one has seen it, we'll just throw it in the not seen. So we added a couple extras here. It's not just his movies, not just his film. There's a couple extra little things in here that he's done. Let's start it out. We'll start out. We're gonna go alphabetically on the list here, because it's probably easy. It mixes it up of like the old and the new. We're gonna go to 1985. Favorite of mine. I gave this a 94. I think it's still underrated. Wacky ass movie, After Hours. Where's everyone land on After Hours?
We were just talking about that last episode, weren't we?
Yeah, this is
Trippy
kind
as
of
fuck.
Cokie Marty at this point. Like we are, as he would say, he was nostril deep in the fucker at this point. And it shows. Yeah, I like this period of his career. I mean, he is all over the place. I mean, it's like, I mean, you can't. It's what, somewhere firmly in like the bottom middle, like middle-ish. Would you say, or no?
I'd go B. It is wacky and it's trippy as fuck. It's 90 minutes. I think it's like 90 minutes long, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, Griffin Dunn is the lead in the Scorsese movie in like 85. It's crazy. I was a fucking uncle in This Is Us. I mean, yeah, I would say, I mean, to me, it's like in the bottom half of Scorsese. But yeah, I mean, I like
C is roughly where I think I'd put it, which is probably right between everybody. If I'm based off Jeff, if you're saying it, you're having like your A tier, basically.
I love it. I love it. Like, have the criteria. Like, I love it. But I understand I'm definitely in the minority on that. Why don't we throw, just because it's a start, we'll throw it C right in the middle. Right in the middle. That could move up, could move down. We'll throw right in the middle. Next up on the list, 1993. Daniel Day-Lewis, Michelle Pfeiffer, Winona Ryder. Age of Innocence, a movie which I will label, which is a label I use for a lot of movies, and may in this tier multiple times. Good, not my thing. And not my type of movie.
Was it Marty's thing?
It might not have been for him.
It's interesting he did it. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, it's not my favorite Scorsese movie. I've not watched it. I saw it in the theater. I don't think I've seen it since.
Daniel Day-Lewis, very hot in that movie.
He looks good. He looks good.
Yeah, I'd go like F.
I put it toward the bottom. Yeah.
We'll start Age of Innocence in the F. Definitely in terms of what people have seen lower down on the list. But maybe not quite as much as Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, a movie which I only very recently watched when we knew that this was coming up. What's the level? Has anyone seen it besides me?
I don't think I've seen it.
She won the Oscar for it, of course.
Ellen Burstyn is very good in it, but it is very different than anything he's done. Probably have to put it in the
lower. I mean, it's weird. He was a director for hire, like it wasn't a Scorsese project. He kind of came in and did this thing. But yeah, to me, it would be, again, I'm comfortable putting that lower for sure.
We'll put it in not everyone has seen, just because it's just, I think if half haven't seen it, it'd be unfair to rank it.
Okay.
And then maybe if we feel strong enough, we can throw it up there. All right, here's one I think a lot of people have seen, Aviator.
This movie gets shit on, but I'm an Aviator defender.
Really?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either.
I like it. I think Leo's really good, and I think it's a fun. Like Kate Blanchett won an Oscar. I'm not really sure why, but it's like it's fun, and I think DiCaprio. It was fun watching DiCaprio become an adult. This was starting to happen here. I remember seeing it in the theater and thinking, "Oh, okay, like we're going to be with this guy for the next like 30 years. Like this is actually going to happen." So
him with the beard.
I wouldn't put it super high, but I liked it. I think it's a good movie.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like roughly around the same thing where like I'm not sure if I'm more interested or if I like him more than the story or the movie more than just I love the story of Howard Hughes, which is crazy, essential psycho. Like, so I'm torn on it. Leo's performance is really good. I'd have it like above After Hours, probably. It's like, or at least on the level.
Good sleazeball Alan Alda too, by the way, who was nominated.
Yeah.
I have to say, he was excellent. That scene with him and DiCaprio and they're eating is really good. But I would put it same thing, like maybe a little above After Hours, maybe.
We'll do middle scene like that. One of these could go up. The Bad music video by Michael with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh yeah,
directed by.
I mean, no director loves music more. Like, honestly, I mean,
true.
Nobody's
put fucking Jack White and Sturgill Simpson in
right.
Yeah.
He's made 90 documentaries, and including a great George Harrison two-parter. It's one of my favorite music documentaries. Yeah, I mean, the Bad music video does not have much. I haven't seen it many times in my life.
It's not even. I mean,
that's the one with
not
the
in the
subway
pantheon
station.
of Michael Jackson music videos. Like Thriller derails this one from I think even being in the top.
Right,
or Beat It, or for sure.
Yeah. I think it's got to go
too,
deep.
yeah.
It's not even. That's the thing. It's like imagine being Martin Scorsese. You couldn't even make the best Michael Jackson music video.
Yeah.
Here's I don't know if everyone's seen this movie, but Stone Cold F. I fucking hate Boxcar Bertha. One of his first movies.
Not good.
I haven't seen
all
it.
over the map.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard it just like described as like imagine Martin Scorsese in film school trying to make a movie, and that's kind of what you get.
Right. Yeah, I would agree. I'm
comfortable F there. Yeah,
word on the F. Nick Cage, Bringing Out the Dead, a movie that I really like Bringing Out the Dead. It's goofy and wacky for sure as well. It's like it's tough to pin down a vibe, a tone, and that's the thing people say quite a bit. But I do like this movie. Where's everyone else falling? Bringing Out the Dead, though.
The last one you did, the Trader wrote. I think it was the last. I think this last pairing of those two, unless I'm wrong. I really like it too. I think it's completely forgotten. Nobody went to see it. It was Cage is really good in it. It's a good, and it feels like a Scorsese movie. It's a good one.
Good cast too. Remember?
Yes.
What's his name? Sizemore. And fuck. Let's forget. I don't know. I'd have it like. I don't want to overload C, but like that's my first look and my first impression would be like C.
We'll bump. I think everyone feels more consensus about Aviator being on B.
Yeah.
So we'll do that, and then I'll Bring Out the Dead above After Hours. No, I'm gonna make fight for After Hours at the end. Cape Fear.
I like Cape Fear.
I don't vibe with Cape Fear. I'm not a big Cape Fear fan.
I'm not I'm objective about it. Like I just personally, I like a lot about Cape Fear.
It's just endlessly watchable. Like it's just De Niro.
That's true.
Just De Niro is so fucking great in that movie. He's perfect. Insane. It's an insane fucking obviously performance. Has a great unique look. It was sort of that post Goodfellas where Scorsese was actually kind of a phenomenon. It was his first real hit as well. Like it was he famously Spielberg was going to direct it. And he wound up taking over for him. I like it. It has a lot of flaws. But it's a fun. I think Scorsese would tell you it's a sort of a fun B movie.
Even just De Niro's eyes in that movie, like the fear he could throw in your eyes. No pun intended for the movie, but like just goddamn, man, what a performance!
Is that upper C though? Just because of how like it is pretty fucking rewatchable.
Yeah,
it's not my favorite.
I think so.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll do that. I'm gonna rename these S tier. Great. Good, solid to mediocre. D would be meh, and F is just bad.
Yeah.
Okay, that seems better. It's calling like Cape Fear, Bring Out all those like C. It's like it's almost disrespectful.
Oh, we're talking
now.
It's relative. It's relative. Yeah.
Right. Age of Innocence isn't my shit. This next movie is aggressively my shit. That's Casino. Casino's top 5 Scorsese for me.
Great.
Where's everyone
It's great.
It's not in my top 5, but I would put it in that second tier. But it's I understand why people would put it there. Yeah.
I heard enough greats. So we'll put, and then you say second tier. We'll put it in great. Casino is.
Let me pull up a picture of Sharon Stone real quick.
God, she sucks so bad though.
Movies I've rewatched most from that era, I would say Casino probably top 3. Casino's just fucking awesome.
So it also features a phenomenal James Woods performance, just like unbelievable slimeball James Woods at his very best before we lost him.
Yeah, we lost him to the political world. Unreal.
We're on a real run these next like 7. Next up, Color of Money, which I like more and more every time. I like more and more over the years.
Yep.
My grandfather was a big Paul Newman guy. He used to look like, he's a little older now, but looked like Paul Newman. So I'm very Paul Newman biased, but I do love The Color, and Tom Cruise.
I have a fifth that I did my Scorsese list. I have a fifth. Also, is a great Cruise is awesome. He's alive. He's still an actor. And it's a great Scorsese, again, that weird middle 80s part of his career, where he's doing movies like this is a sequel, a 25-year sequel to a freaking cool movie. Like Scorsese doing this. So I mean, I understand it's not going to be at the very, very top, but I would put it, if I'm being fair, second or third tier for me, for sure.
I would say good for sure. Like I'd have it like, it's not like, I don't think it's as good as The Aviator probably, but like I'd have it on that same level, if not the top of solid to mediocre. I don't know how you guys feel.
I'm there with you, Ken Jack. I wouldn't go up into the great tier. It is a good movie though, and Tom Cruise, electric, dancing around the pool table. Fast Eddie. That's such a great name.
Yep.
Next up, The Departed. This is my number 2. I love The Departed. It's a movie that am I crazy? Like I do feel like more and more people like to throw some darts at it and to put it down. It would probably
be, for me, I'd probably put it right next to Boxcar Bertha, if I'm being totally honest.
Oh, really?
I fucking hate The Departed. So I mean, it's a hill I'll die on forever, but I get that I'm wrong. Everyone else likes it.
Clemmer hates it too.
That's right.
Well, maybe should reconsider. Maybe I'll watch it again.
Go to rewatch.
It's just so, and maybe that's part of the problem. That maybe it's in a weird way. One of the criticisms we have with Killers of the Flower Moon is like it's so. There are parts of the movie where I just don't buy it. Like I don't think Nicholson would ever let DiCaprio in that group ever. Like I just right when that happened, I was like, and then when he shows up with the same shrink as the girl from the day, I was like, oh, I'm all set. Like fucking get me the fuck out of here. But I get that people like it, and Damon plays a great weasel. He's one of the great weasel actors of all time, so I'm fine with that.
Does that mean where do we put this?
So, I can abstain because I get everyone else. I mean, we talk about the top 5 movies from this guy of all time. Something is going to wind up getting bumped here. That's wildly successful.
So
I'd go
think
great.
Just based off the deference, we should put it in great, top of great, like absolute top of great. I don't see anything dethroning that. Actually, man, this guy just makes really a lot of good movies, huh? Jesus, the more I'm just looking at this.
I never heard of him before this Killers movie.
This Killers of the Flower Moon.
I've been checking.
Should we bottom grade or top of good right now?
I think top of great.
Yeah, I think at least in great.
Only because we all agreed completely on Casino. I'm gonna put Casino above it. I think we all agreed consensus.
Oh man, we're gonna get shit on for this. I can't
Gangs
wait.
of New York now though. Gangs of New York. Does anyone have a strong opinion on Gangs of New York?
Not positive.
I like it, but it's got a lot of fucking problems. Like a whole lot.
Cameron Diaz being 90% of them. What the fuck was that?
Ends with a U2 song.
That's right. And like a fast forward to modern day New York. I forgot about that.
It is funny. As great as DiCaprio is, and he's a great actor, he gets inhaled by Daniel Day-Lewis in this movie. Like, it's just like you just can't watch anything else the whole time.
It got spaghettified by a black hole that was his acting. Yeah,
right. It's just I have no I would if it's on, I wouldn't watch it. It just doesn't do anything for me.
It feels very meh here.
Yeah, right in the middle.
Right there.
Good. Do we have our first S with Goodfellas?
And it's a great, maybe the greatest movie of all time.
Toss it on up.
It is. Yeah, I mean it's 100 out of 100 for me. It's number 2 ever. So we'll just. I mean, what do you even say?
Yeah, I don't know what to say here.
Nothing to say.
Let's see if we can find a flaw because it's not moving. But I mean, is there a flaw in it?
I don't have a flaw in this movie. Though. It's number 2 ever for me. So it's like.
Melfi's a little mechanical sometimes.
I don't love Lorraine Bracco, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. That's basically it.
It's great. But it's great. It's fucking perfect.
Just unbelievable stuff. All right, the next one's an interesting one because especially with you, Kirk, because I think we've maybe talked about, I'm sure Ken, Jack, and I for sure have. We've talked about every fucking movie under the sun at this point over 7 years. But Hugo.
Yeah.
Not a Hugo guy. No. I've never been a Hugo guy.
Fine.
Not a fan.
Yeah. Boo. Doesn't do much.
I'm not booing it.
We're gonna put. I like it probably more than everyone else in here, but I will put above Gangs in New York. I think that's absolutely an okay spot.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
It's a kids movie. I don't think kids like the movie. You know what I mean? It's one of those things.
I don't think any kid like that.
Yeah.
So speaking of length, got 2 back-to-back, like 7 hours of movie coming up the next 2. I love The Irishman. I liked it when I first saw it, and I like it more every time I watch it. I know it's got issues, definitely the beginning of the movie, but I think The Irishman. Kirk, you had a guy on almost became your producer, a guy on your show, Will, who is like, he may as well have written this movie. He likes movies so much.
This movie has grown on me. I was wrong about it when I first saw it. I couldn't get past how dumb he looked at the beginning. That stupid scene.
It's tough.
I can't get. But when you watch it, I've probably watched it 4 times. So I mean, it has grown. Like, it's a great film. It took me a while to get there, but I was completely wrong about The Irishman. It's a great movie.
I think I watched it twice, and I definitely liked it more the second time. And I think my biggest thing with the movie is that it is a collection of a few scenes that I would consider absolutely excellent, like top tier Scorsese and like his entire filmography. And then there are a lot of scenes where I would consider in his bottom tier of his entire filmography. So it makes it very difficult for me to judge it. Like, every time Joe Pesci's on screen, I'm like, how did you get this out of this man? Like, I don't know how you got this. It was unbelievable. But like, then there's other scenes where it's just, I don't know what the vision was here, Marty. So it's very difficult for me to judge, but I feel like I would defer to you two on it.
You're right, though. There are scenes of The Irishman more than almost the Scorsese scene I watched the most of any movie is the scene where Paul Sorvino and De Niro go to the apartment and tell Henry Hill he has to go back to. For some reason, I watch that like once a week. I just love that fucking scene.
Yeah,
but like, there are scenes in The Irishman. The scene when Pesci and De Niro are in prison and they talk about how we're having bread together again, or Pesci and Pacino at that dinner when there are scenes Pesci and De Niro when Pesci tells him he's going to go kill him and they're having cereal together in the morning. You're right, there are like little scenes, but there are chunks of The Irishman that are tough to watch.
I don't know.
I never talked to Gooch about it. Again, he was not involved with this podcast when this came out.
I've seen it once, and I'm where you two were when you first saw it. It's just like it's weird because I think it is like one of Scorsese's most like intimate movies. Like, it feels like he really wanted to make this, and he made the movie he wanted to make. Everything that's in there, he wanted in there. But at the same time, just a lot of that shit does not work, especially with the aging, especially the way it looks in certain parts. Like, I think it has like a bit of that sheen on it that just those Netflix movies do. It's a good movie, but like I can't go above like meh. Like, I really can't.
I would have it I would have it really good if I had it in my own personal.
Jeff? No, where are you putting that?
Really, middle of really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Below Color of Money because like Gooch doesn't love it. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Though it has, I will say it is. That's not a way I thought that would ever grow on me. Like, I always thought like maybe Prisoner of the Moment, like Scorsese, it's on Netflix. Like, I'll hate it, and it's the opposite.
Yeah, no, it's really rewatchable.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Ooh,
tough one. Prisoner of the Moment, like especially now.
Probably that same tier. I think.
Exactly. I view them almost like the same. Like, they're twin movies. Like, they are a lot of the same problems.
Probably going to be viewed as a better movie. But I think The Irishman for me probably is going to mean more. But I get that Killers will probably be ranked higher. Those
are essentially tied for me in terms of where they are.
I don't think that Killers ever hits the heights of the great scenes in The Irishman, but it also never hits the valleys of The Irishman.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it hits that gap, but if it's much more consistent, but it just never hits that same elite level Marty scenes.
That first scene they showed De Niro when he's driving that truck and he's supposed to look young, I almost vomited. I was like, I can't believe I'm watching this. What the fuck is this?
It's a rough one.
All right, interesting one here. I love The Irishman, 95, Killers of the Flower Moon, 92. Now, a movie that's in my top 10, 93, King of Comedy, which has gotten a bit of a resurgence because of Joker, right? Like, it kind of moved back into like the public eye. Where does everyone have King of Comedy?
number 2 on my Scorsese list. After
I like it a lot.
It's a movie I've loved for years and years and years. It's my favorite De Niro performance. It's a fucking masterpiece, and it completely bombed. But if it's something, I imagine everybody watching this has seen it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's great. It's just a great movie.
Mm-hmm. Better be king for a night than a schmuck for a lifetime. Am I right?
Do we? I think we have to throw it S and see if anything knocks it off.
I wouldn't go that high, but you guys seem to feel very strongly about it.
I'm fine with that, but I have a feeling it may not make it the whole way.
I don't think it'll last either. Is the problem? Like I would say,
let's just for the exercise,
great,
we'll just throw it and see if anything what knocks it, because we get a second one in there.
And I love the way Marty talks about that movie. He can't talk about that movie without bringing up that the Entertainment Weekly like New Year's party where they called it the flop of the year. Yeah, they call it the flop of the year.
Yeah.
This one, I don't know who has seen Kundan, which is not.
Oh, I have. Yeah, it's tough.
It's a real tough one.
It's not good.
It's a Chinese one, right?
I don't think it's horrible. Yeah, it's not. It's actually on YouTube. It's not it's not an accessible movie. There's 2 on here which are not very accessible. One that I have not seen. This I've seen again very recently. It's just on YouTube. Not very good though, and I think it probably needs to go in the not everyone has seen tier
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Religious. Last Temptation of Christ.
Best thing about this movie is that Willem Dafoe, they had to create a prosthetic because his dick was so big to hide it while they were shooting it or something along those lines. This bizarro piece of trivia that I don't know how they even got out.
Right. Yeah.
Not my thing on this one. Big time.
Yeah, it was. I got in trouble in CCD when it came out because we weren't allowed to talk about it, and they brought up Mary Magdalene. I said she was a prostitute, right? And my CCD teacher, for some reason, got very mad and kicked me out of class. I do remember that.
It's like in the Bible.
And that's how we became a movie fan.
Right. But yeah, this is not the movie that's ever resonated for me. I get why he did it. I respect it, but it did not mean a lot.
He's such a religious person, so it is kind of an interesting film for him. Like the way he looks at Jesus, like it very much humanizes Jesus in a way. I don't know. I like it, but yeah, meh is fair.
Mm-hmm. Documentary wise, I only put one on here, and only because I know he has a couple criterions, but Last Waltz.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that's his most notable documentary?
Yes, for sure. Yeah. I like the George Harrison one better, but for sure it doesn't mean, you could stick it wherever you want. It doesn't.
We'll throw middle because it is really good. It's just like
dead center.
Put a doc in there. Mean Streets. Mean Streets is number 10 for me.
Really like Mean Streets.
I love Mean Streets. Where do we put Mean Streets? Gooch, Kirk.
It's so important to his career.
Yeah. Yes.
It's who he is, and it kicks off 2 of his obviously biggest collaborations. And it's such a huge moment in American filmmaking where it introduces him, like to watch it now, it's different because you have so much history with him, but to see that for the first time, even I saw it for the first time, I'd already seen Goodfellas. I already seen these movies, but it's great. Like if we're being fair for Scorsese, like it has to be in the top, one of the top 2, right? Probably in the second, or no, would you say?
I would
I would put in great. I'd put any of his top 10 in great. So
okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would go great too. I think anything less is just kind of unfair in a way. Like it really is just like, it's almost like his Pulp Fiction or like any movie that would just propel him. Like it's
so cool because you get to see like the proto versions of things that he does, like so in some ways better in other movies, but like just like you see the beginnings of an artist. It's crazy. It's
super
really cool.
raw. Yeah.
One of my favorite openings too ever with the Ronettes.
Yeah.
Now for something different, New York, which is also like not a thing that you can watch either. It's very hard to find this movie.
Right.
His commentary is on YouTube, but very hard to find. I have not seen it in a very long time.
He's a mess professionally. Everything's going. It's that ego one, like he says. It's way, way, way too long. De Niro, I think, is very good in it, but it's just.
I would say bad.
Yeah, it's the bottom. Yeah, I would say bottom Scorsese for me.
New York. All right, now the next one. I would assume, I could be wrong, this is my number 4, 97 out of 100, Raging Bull.
Yep.
I think
has to be.
It's above Kings of Comedy for me, if I had to.
Yeah.
put one up there.
I have a third, so yeah. I mean, I'm fine with that. If you put it,
so we'll throw it on the S because I think the big discussion is coming up in a few here. Here's one. I'm always interested on this one because I feel like people like this way more than me because this is 17th for me in his 83 out of 100. I like it. Never loved it. Shutter Island.
Yeah,
I don't like
people massively, I think, overdid their love for it in the moment, and I think you go and rewatch it.
It's always in those YouTube compilations of great twists or great things. And I was like, I never really.
No,
yeah,
I'm with you. I'm with you guys on that one.
Great twist.
I'd say like really good, very great, good to okay. Actually, might be
pretty forgettable. Like I never think.
I almost would like. Is it meh worthy? Like, is it?
It's the Mark Ruffalo effect.
It's Mark Ruffalo. Yeah, his orbit.
Where should we put it? Should it go bottom of good to okay or just meh?
Yeah,
I like good
there's
to
some
okay
really cool
fair.
scenes. Like
I think it's fair. I think bottom of good to okay. I think that is okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This movie, which I'll tell you what, you want to talk a movie that no one's fucking seen? Silence.
I liked it a lot.
It's a great movie.
It's very great.
Yeah.
It's one of the. I think it's like. Yeah. Go ahead, Ken Jack.
It's one of the most incredible and like in some ways, like I was saying with Close of the Flower Moon, but also not like so out of his zone and so excellent. It's just fucking insane. And no one saw it, and like it's not some big like
as good of a looking movie as he's ever made.
Yeah,
too.
It's gorgeous. And
I was happy to see Liam Neeson acting again. Like I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I think it's like
it,
one of the best movies you'll never watch again. Like I think it is one of those all-time like single watch movies.
Yeah, right.
Above Departed after Casino or above Casino?
No, I don't. If you're being fair, I'd put it behind
Mean Streets.
Mean Streets? Okay.
I would say behind Mean Streets, if not put it in the really good tier. I would say.
I'm going to drop Departed below Mean Streets too. But I'll put it in great. Silence is, it also, I didn't know this until today. I was just kind of looking up everything, just to kind of give like a run through. And I guess he had wanted to adapt this after Last Temptation of Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I didn't realize that, and then was kind of scared off from it about religious stuff again.
It was so Last Temptation was so controversial when it came out. Yeah.
And then the scene where he has to like step on the icon or whatever. Like Andrew Garfield was that. I think that's like my favorite role of his. He was so good, absolutely excellent. And Driver too.
I'm gonna save Taxi Driver for last. Vinyl, the HBO show that he helped create. He directed the first episodes too.
Good.
Those first episodes were good. They were really good.
I'm not a fan either.
The show, this is bad.
quick story, very quick story. I went to college with a kid who went into college as a vegetarian or vegan, and something happened. Fast forward senior year, this guy's he's eating Taco Bell, he's eating meat, like I don't know. We joked he relapsed, and then he left. After college, he had an audition to be in Vinyl. He was like an extra in Vinyl or something, and then it got canned or whatever. Never happened. He moved to South America. He's vegan again. So that's like his history. It was like the last part of this new life. Show didn't continue. He's selling fruit or something in South America. Vinyl goes. I think Vinyl's meh, bad.
Yeah,
I think it's bad.
The Vinyl put it fucking bad.
I put it in bad.
This one I've never seen. Who's knocking at my door? Have you seen it, Kirk?
I have. Yeah, I have no memory of it. I saw it like 25 years ago. So nothing.
Here's one that'll rile people up. Wolf of Wall. I like Wolf of Wall Street. Like 8,700, I think it's good, but this is one where I think it's long. And if I'm watching it, I could point out multiple times where like this just feels so unnecessary to the grander picture being told here. But some people view it as the best.
It's a movie best watched on YouTube, if that makes sense. Like I'll YouTube the 5 different scenes that are 10 minutes long that are amazing in this movie instead of watching the full 3 hour or doing the full 3 hour exercise.
It's sort of like The Irishman in that way. There are parts like I love the scene with him and Kyle Chandler when they're on the boat, stuff like that. Like I can watch that stuff all day, but I don't want to sit down and watch this movie again. Like, I just no interest. It's good. It's good.
I'm the biggest Wolf of Wall Street defender on here. I don't think it's like all time, but I would put it.
You had the poster. You were like prime poster in your dorm room age for this. This is like
I get it.
I did see it like 3 times in theaters, and we would just go to this like movie tavern thing and just get drunk and watch it, which was awesome.
Of course.
But
Would you above Aviator? Really good?
I would go above Silence. I think it is really good. And I think it has like the same. I think it has a lot of the same problems Killers did, where that second act it gets a little too excessive in what it's trying to say, But
way more so, I think. Yeah.
But it's more fun when they're being excessive, so I can forgive it.
You might be outruled though with really good though.
Okay, Taxi Driver.
Yeah, I mean that's S.
Obviously, it has to be the top.
And then Taxi Driver, does it just bump off King of Comedy to great?
Yeah,
easily.
I think it has to.
Oh, it's right.
But it would not be. King of Comedy would be in your S tier, right, Kirk?
Yeah, I keep thinking there's more than 3. I mean, I get why. Yeah, I mean, I get why you have. I wouldn't, but I have no problem with that, of course.
And I think Kings is better than Casino, so I'd have it. Yeah,
we're gonna make it real obvious for the. No, we're just gonna say top 3. We're gonna call it top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Or for all the heathens who just want to go after us.
It's crazy. Right, Taxi Driver and All the President's Men came out the same year and did not win Best Picture. Rocky did.
Yeah,
I still sort of have no problem with that. Oddly, I'm kind of fine with that. Like, but those 3 movies came out the same year.
And Rocky was just like an independent studio thing written by Rocky Balboa. Like, didn't have the capital to really be winning something like that.
And by the way, another movie nominated for Best Picture that year, Network. What a year!
Great movie.
When was the last time? So think about that. We have, and like I guess, no, I wouldn't really say that because Barbie's more popcorn, like Black Panther that got nominated. But like, when was the last time we had? I mean, Ghost of the Flower Moon's not going to make Oppenheimer money, but just the fact that those two are going to battle for Best Picture, and I would assume the odds are very heavily in the favor of Oppenheimer now.
Mm-hmm.
Just the fact that you're going to have those two battle feels very special and cool.
And Barbie.
Yeah, 2 heavyweight directors too. Yeah, for sure. Some big stars to cap. Yeah. That feels like a big heavyweight matchup.
Because what was the last big? I mean, this is going to be the biggest movie. I mean, Oppenheimer, assuming it wins, is going to be the biggest movie. Probably What was the last biggest big box office winner of Best Picture?
We're not counting like Return of the King. I mean, am I forgetting something?
I feel like that would have to be at least the most notable.
I mean, I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting that, swept it. I don't know. Obviously, Titanic, that was 1,000,000 years ago. Avatar did not win.
Yeah. Wait, never mind.
But that was nominated.
I'll defend. I save all my movie defending for that movie. Because what did Oppenheimer end at? I guess it actually didn't end. It's like
960 worldwide right now.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
I mean, it might get to $1 billion. That movie.
I would assume because of the strike, it's gonna keep hitting theaters here and there.
They'll re-release it. Probably it's gonna get. We talked this. I think it's gonna be the most nominated movie of all time. So, or at least tied. So they're gonna re-release it. So it'll get to $1 billion. I mean, it's 35 million short.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's also. I mean, it's gonna be it's crazy. It's crazy how much money that's gonna make. Highest grossing Best Picture Oscar. Yeah, it's nuts. Obviously, Titanic is in kind of a different realm, but I mean, it's not that far off.
Which movie on here are people going to be like the most upset about?
In terms of placement? Very defensive about Shutter
Island. I feel like we have Shutter Island pretty close to fucking Hugo.
Yeah, they're very intense about Shutter Island. I've learned that the hard way many times.
And there are people like you guys, some of you, like there are people who think that the Departed should be in that inner. Upper.
Again, it would be for me, but like I've kind of gotten it over. Like I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, look at the 3 movies up there. Like, I mean, I don't know how you. I mean, I can make a case of the 3 of the 10 best movies ever made in America. So I mean, I don't. I don't even know. Like, I think it's probably the best movie made in the 70s, the best movie made in the 80s, and the best movie made in the 90s. So I don't really know how you get in there. So. Yeah,
crazy.
A movie that did really well. The one Best Picture was The Departed, right? That made like probably 150 million.
Yeah, he made The Departed. We looked this up the other day. The Departed made worldwide, assuming Wikipedia is worldwide, 203. Is that worldwide? The Departed worldwide made 291 million.
Yeah. So yeah,
still,
which is like for nowadays is like. Remember, fucking American Sniper came out and made like $500 million. People were like, holy shit.
Right.
I gotta go in list.
Black Panther and Bar is crazy. So yeah, crazy year ahead, Oscars. That's our list. Kirk, thanks for joining us.
Anytime.
The definitive list from Barstool Sports on Martin. Everyone's always like, Barstool Sports got to rank their Martin Scorsese movies. So here we go. We did it for you. That's it. Check out Kirk Minihane Show. Subscribe to Late Camera Barstool here on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, this has been our tier list of Martin Scorsese movies. Talk to you next time.